Assalamu alaikum. Today we're going to be discussing the three types of Muslim activists. And look, there are more, but these are the three main categories that I kind of see most Muslims over my many years of being in the scene. And they break down into these three areas. So I'm not going to discuss the atheist or the agnostic Muslim, someone who is apolitical, culturally born into a Muslim family, but really, when pressed, they hide or they deny their faith. They don't get involved in Islamic culture or politics. So they're Muslim by name, but good luck to them. Any breath spent on them is wasted oxygen. But now let's talk about the categories of Muslims that we do see that are actively engaged in our Ummah, and inshallah understand them, and then you'll know how to react when you meet one of these people. The first type, they pray, they do dua, and inshallah their prayers will be heard. They pray harder, they cry louder, they argue passionately why worshipping Allah is conflicting to supporting Palestine. They go home and relieve they've done their good deeds. They forget the cognitive dissonance that applies in their real lives, praying and working, doing dua and studying, asking Allah for help and playing sport. Their prayers are always followed by an action until it comes to policy, politics, oppression, Islamophobia. Then they become the most passive Muslims. They pray. And subhanAllah, it's something, but they cannot see the cognizant change between how they behave in their real life, their dunya, their behavior towards actual physical goals that they can manifest. And when it comes to helping others, when it comes to the Ummah, then it is dua and dua only. These pacified Muslims get extremely dogmatic when meeting non-pacified Muslims. Their sole mission is to ignore the bottomless, unfillable pit that is a lack of love for the Ummah, and the placebo they use, Islamic quotes in Arabic to confuse and bamboozle the idiots, so they are in themselves joined in self-congratulatory apathy, masked as worship. I say to these people, do more. Stop hiding your apathy as piety. Stop flexing your trinkets of knowledge as a form of worship. Believe, pray, act, do better. It's really important to these people that they understand one last part. Their self-worth is high, but their aspirations for the Ummah is low. And that manifests itself with how they project into society and what they're presenting to you. When they want something for themselves, watch these people work, mobilize, attack that problem, whether it's marriage, whether it's studying, whether it's work. Doesn't matter, whether it's chasing money. When it comes to Islam, they have such low aspirations for the Palestinians, for freedom, to fight oppression. Do better. The second type of Muslim, the activist. On the surface, these Muslims are the best of what we see, but invariably fatigue sets in, the passion dies, the reaction burns them out. But at least they do something. Not enough and not systematic enough. They struggle with institutional alignment. They lack the cohesion that when they lose their cherished role or source of importance, they leave or give up. Analysis is never deep. They don't, on the whole, read, research or analyse. And whatever is out there in the zeitgeist, they pick up as if by osmosis, and words and phrases come in and out of fashion. Corporations rule the world. The neocons, imperialism, resources, settler colonialism. It's all about oil. Whatever the phrase or the word is of the moment, they repeat like parrots, or at worst, the second-hand car dealers of other people's ideas. They act without thinking. They don't develop or change. And as they learn more, they don't ask Allah for help, solace or patience. But subhanallah, they do act. How much better are these activists than the passive pious who do nothing but flex their faith, neutralise other Muslims from fighting oppression? Allah knows. Over decades and across continents, I have learnt the hard way, you never trust the Muslim activists. Let me caveat this. They are some of the best Muslims because they believe and act. They are struggling for a cause above themselves. They are selfless and they are passionate, all worthy of acknowledgement, but ultimately they are weak. Ultimately, they will betray you and the cause. Some immediately, some when it comes to the crunch. And when they have to make tough choices, they always pick the side of white approval. Don't believe me? Watch them. These people say ridiculous things. It's not an Islamic or a Muslim issue. It's a human rights cause, as if Islam is somehow a subset of a higher human rights cause. Their inability to have a rigorous ideology means they pick up others. And as mentioned, they cherish, they value white validation. I have seen the obscene gargoyles that as a Muslim manhood fawn and get patted on the head by their proximity to white people. Other activists, grimy feet, sweaty, minimum wage, broken, traumatised, passionate, caring and beautiful white people. While barely acknowledging the valued contribution of the highest educated Muslim women, let alone should that queen be black. You don't believe me? Go to a demo. Quietly watch for the hidden power lines. Have a checkbox of phrases, tick them off as they vomit them out. Watch the bravado, the confidence of the Muslim alpha, male or female, get a pat on the head by a pseudo-intellectual who happens to be white. Now you can see their bankrupt ideology based on the words that are not Allah's or our Prophet ﷺ or our scholars. Wait for these Muslim activists to betray you, they will, whether that be over a petty group dynamics, a fake adopted ideology, or how they unconsciously seek out the proximity. Whose proximity for validation, including how they engage with ex-Zionists who are now crying that they've blown out the eyes of little Palestinian girls. The motherfuckers will be platformed well before my educated, effective Muslim queens. A special place of hatred is in my heart for these people, and I value these people as much as an egg's value a frying pan. Don't forget when I started, they are still better than the passive, pious, potato-praying as a placebo that makes up the bulk of the Ummah. And that leaves us with the third type. Now, as we get to the third type of Muslim, a Muslim that has faith, does not accept Islam as a pacifying faith, or needs validation by whites as a permission to act, these Muslims fight and struggle for the sake of Allah. True Mujahids, willing to engage in politics, activism, use their intellect and their resources to fund a counter to the demonization that's systemized in the West. These brothers and mostly sisters are blessed, and they are hardcore, mostly alone as they are surrounded by the weak or the insincere of the two former groups. It is to this group I am talking to this group that I show love. It is this group that we need to grow, and hence, now MPAC has spent decades waking up, training and mobilising, so we can get ahead of the waves of hate that are being directed at us. So these Mujahids are not just reacting, their faith drives them to be proactive. They create narratives, arguments, institutions. They have strength, working unloved and isolated to stop the next vicious crisis. They aim to close down the Islamophobic hate before it takes root, while we make the effort to solve the immediate crisis at hand. Their faces forged and tested in the fire of struggle to do good deeds for the sake of Allah. The jihad makes them supermen and women. The strength needs neither validation from the passive or the dominant culture, nor the validation of the pious pacified. Their source of strength is Allah. The stream of the Ummah and victory and defeat are irrelevant, as it is Allah's will, and that is accepted. The struggle is the victory. The intention is the purity. The outcome is preordained. These people are the Ummah that will free us. And there will be no thanks, no acknowledgement, no recognition. Inshallah, on Judgment Day, Allah weighs their intentions and their deeds and grants them mercy and paradise. These are the three types of Muslims that you will keep on coming up against as you start moving towards your jihad, as you start working towards stopping the next crisis, the current crisis. Let's look at it. Gaza, we're bleeding. Kashmir, we're bleeding. Syria, we're bleeding. Lebanon, we're bleeding. Iran, we're bleeding. The Islamophobia in the West, we're bleeding. Our right to protest is being pushed back, we're bleeding. We're being demonized by the media, we're bleeding. Our politicians are being stigmatised, demonised. Our young people are being made to hate their religion, hate their colour, hate their selves. And all the time, the two foremost groups are joining in on that betrayal. The first by being passive, the second by being weak. The third, inshallah, will show us the way out. I hope that helps you understand what you're seeing, helps you make sense of what you need to understand and who you need to be. And from that, inshallah, we'll speak to you soon next time. Assalamu alaikum.